Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is going to be a simple review, a short review for this. This is the TA2 from TRN. Completely different entirely from the, the TA1 Max or something, whatever it was. This is a completely different IAM. This is a hybrid consisting of two Knowles BAs and a dynamic driver. We'll get into that in just a second. Looking at the specs, this one has a Knowles 33518. It says supersized for some reason. I don't know if they're bigger than average or whatever, but it's got two Knowles drivers in it and an 8mm dynamic. Doesn't tell me what the dynamic is though. Just says dynamic. The cable, decent. It's a stock cable. No, not the thickest. Decent tight weave cable. It's got an L-shaped connector at the end. Overall, not too bad. Doesn't tangle too much. Most of these kind of tangle more so up near the air hook where it gets really thin. And of course, the air hook getting caught on everything, but you need that. It's much better than the ones that used to be bendable in the olden days. So, 16 ohms, 118 decibels. Easy enough to drive at 7 to 40 kilohertz, 3.5 millimeter L-shaped plug. It says straight-shaped plug. It is not straight plug. 1.25 meters. Comes in silver, blue, or black, or pink. I only thought it came in 3 colors, but as long as it isn't silver or black, we're good, because I like really getting things that actually have some color on them. Even the pink I wouldn't have cared. QTC interface. And of course, with or without a microphone. Microphone being you're going to take this with you, and that comes in handy for taking the occasional phone call. You're obviously not going to take a business call with the microphones that come with these particular type of things, these cheaper cables. Some of the other microphones on some of the bigger cables, not too bad. Usable at least. Obviously, there's no noise reduction or anything like that. So sound-wise with this, let's just cut to the chase. It's comfortable. It's extremely lightweight. It's a magnesium faceplate, kind of a plasticky resin back to it, a metal nozzle. The nozzle has a decent length. These should be comfortable for almost everybody's ears in the universe. Depending on your ear size, you could probably fall asleep with these. I wouldn't recommend it. Sound signature. Let's start with the bass. There's some rumble there in the lower bass, in the sub bass. It's not well defined. It's still decent enough. It depends on the type of music you're listening to. You move up to the mid bass. The mid bass is more focused. Has a good punch to it. It does bleed into the mids, giving them a warmth. That's not a bad thing, depending on how you like to listen to your music. Then we get into the mids, and I should be actually looking at my notes. So anyway, the bass is here, mid bass is highlighted, sub bass is adequate in general. This was tested on the V6, by the way, and the Griffin and the Go Bar and the Surfans F35. So bass is decent punch, okay speed, nothing too horrible, nothing too much to stand out. I was going to say it was excellent. There's nothing there to say that. That said, there's nothing there for me to say, hey, this is horrible. So it's okay. Mids, male and female vocals, average kind of weight to them. Not the most resolving of the mids. They have good body, but they're just, I don't know, kind of smoothed over. They get warm. Bass kind of bleeds over into them a little more so than most things, even heavier bass things. It just bleeds into them. So they're kind of pleasant, but they're definitely not for anyone looking for any type of like really detailed, excellent timbre kind of tonality, hi-fi jibber jab thing. No, not with these. The vocals in turn are pleasant, but they're not going to turn any heads. Getting on into the treble, it is a little bit on the, I don't know, I wouldn't say the polite side. It's still decent enough, but it doesn't have any spikes. It is very, very smooth over. Treble sensitive people would absolutely love that. The whole signature from top to bottom with this is non-fatiguing, and I think that's what they were going for. It's laid back, relaxed, and smooth from bass to the treble. Even the soundstage, it isn't overly wide. It's just kind of average, kind of there. It's got decent enough details and separation, but it isn't a technical wonder when it comes to anything. It's just decent. This is your like kind of pair that you can listen to bloody anything, and it'll be fine. But it's going to come down to what do you like. Now, these can be quite pleasant, and, if these were like your secondary pair or something like that, and, depending on your equipment, it's going to make a big difference, because I noticed that these sounded on my phone. Straight from the phone, they sounded and I was using the one with the Dolby Atmos, and it was less And then I put them on the V6 and the Griffin, and they sounded much better. They opened up. They sounded quite a bit better, to be honest. So it's going to depend on what equipment you have. They're decent, though. I'm not going to say they're horrible. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just a smooth presentation, kind of relaxed, laid back kind of sound from these. I would have expected more, considering it has two balanced armatures. I would have expected more details. But it doesn't do details. It's just average on details. It's average on technicalities. It's average on soundstage. It's average. So, I mean, basically that should be the headline of this. It's just average. That's all the time I'm going to spend on this. It's okay. I wouldn't throw it in the garbage, but I can think of probably about 100 things I would like better than this. At the time. I do like the way it looks, but it's just okay. So if this was informative, please like and subscribe, please. I really, really need people to like more and subscribe so that I can continue doing this. I thank you so much for watching, and please be safe.